Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, GHA family and friends. We are back with another homework helper video, and today this one is for 5th grade. This is Module 3, Lesson 8, and this is the homework. So I'm going to read the directions, and I will go over a few of them. So Lesson 8 homework says add or subtract. So you have number 1, it has A, B, C, D, and so on. So I'm going to pick a couple off of here to do so that you can see the process. So let's go with, first I'll do an addition. So let's do C. It says 5 2/5 plus 2 3/5, okay? So we got 5, that's our whole number, 2/5, 5 2/5 plus 2 3/5. All right, so we got 5 2/5 plus 2 3/5. All right, so what I like to do is I like to get rid of the whole numbers for just a second. And so I like to work with the fractions. And so here we see that these fractions have the same denominator. So this is actually very easy. They have the same thing, so we don't have to do any multiplication to find the common denominator. So we can just add them straight up. So I'll bring those over here, and I will say 2/5 plus 3/5. We know when we're adding or subtracting, our denominator is going to stay the same, and we add the top or subtract the top. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. And yesterday's homework in class, I've always taught you that 5 over 5 equals 1. Anything over itself equals 1. So this is going to equal 1. So now we can bring our whole numbers back in. So we have 5 plus 2 plus 2, and then we also have to add that 5/5, which is equal to 1. All right, so we have 5 plus 2 equals 7 plus 1 equals 8. So this is how you would solve that problem there, okay? All right, that's number 1. That seems pretty simple. This is actually number 1C, letter C. All right, so I'm going to do a subtraction one now. On the other side, it says, let's do F, okay? It's 18 minus 15 3/4, okay? So we have 18 minus 15 3/4. Okay, so we don't have another fraction over here, so we don't have to worry about that right now. First things first, we can work with our whole numbers, okay? So we have 18 minus 15. 18 minus 15 is gonna leave us with 3, okay? So now we're with 3. Now we have to take away our 3/4, okay? So I'll show you how to do it the regular way, but first we're going to make a number line so that you can so that I can demonstrate how this works. Okay, so we're subtracting by a fraction. This fraction is 3/4. Our denominator shows that we have fourths, so we need to make a number line that says 1, 2, 3, 4, and it needs to be separated by fourths. Okay, so here's the number line. Looks like this. Okay, we'll say this is 4. We'll say this is 3, this is 2, and this is 1. Okay, so we have to separate each of these by fourths. So we would say 1 1/4, 1 2/4, 1 3/4. Okay, 2 1/4, 2 2/4, 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 3 2/4, 3 3/4, 4. Okay, so this is separated into fourths. All right, so we subtracted 18 minus 15, and we were left with 3. So we're going to start at our number line at 3. Oh, I'm sorry, I put it at 4. All right, so we're going to start our number line at 3, and we want to take away 3/4. So we're going to count backwards 3/4. 1 2/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/4, okay? So our answer is 2 1/4. All right. Okay, so those are your two problems for number 1, and I think we have a couple of story problems on the back. Okay, so these are self-explanatory. I just want to let you know for 2 and 3, you are going to need to subtract for number 2 to find your answer. And for number 3, it says it took Sandy 2 hours to jog 13 miles. She ran 7.5 miles in the first hour. How far did she run during the second hour? So this is also a subtraction problem. You're going to subtract from your total of 13 meters. So 13 minus 7 1/2, okay? And so you have examples here on how to do that. I just wanted to make sure that you can pull out what's important for your story problems, okay? And you also need a complete sentence, okay? All right, have a good evening.